The night's not as nice as last whatever night I was out here, but still a good night. So, I'll get back to the general epistles in a bit. I almost said apostles that time, but I caught myself. But I was reading and listening yesterday, and then reading the book of Revelation of St. John today, and I had a bit of a realization. And that realization was, I'm not obsessed with the book of John anymore, which is kind of neat. Or the Revelation of John anymore. Because like a lot of scripturally literate young men in the church, I went through a apocalypse phase, and I could tell you pretty much everything and every theory and all of these details, and go into the differences between the pre-trib, mid-trib, the dual trib, the post-trib, raptures, and all kinds of crazy, ridiculous mess, and all the theories about what the mountain's on fire, and what wormwood meant, and all this junk. In fact, even today I know it so well that a couple years ago when we were covering it in Institute, just rattling off something, and one of the guys in the group ended up giving me a book on the rapture that he'd found, Opening the Seven Seals, I think it was called, because he seemed like it could be like right up my alley. But it wasn't, and it hasn't been right up my alley for a long time. I still remember this stuff, but I realized, at least for me, that honestly a lot of that stuff doesn't matter. I mean, the symbolism is great, knowing the end and all that stuff, it's kind of important, it's in the scriptures for a reason. But I realize that I have a life to live now, not looking into the future, so I still know about the beasts and the dragons with the 7 heads and the 10 horns and the 10 crowns, and I could get into the discussion of, does that mean they only have 10 crowns, one for each horn? Do they have 10 crowns on each horn, and different former whoever's thoughts on them, and could go into the symbolism of the woman and Michael, and spirits versus angels versus ministers and all this. But like, I have other stuff to do, and I have bigger problems in the current life than who are the 2 prophets, and I'm more worried and more, trying to make sure that I'm one of the people who is in a place where no matter what kind of tribulation comes, no matter what errors and fears and troubles come into my life, I know I can be okay. And it doesn't matter if I'm one of the, in the third part of the seas, that's been down. Holy cow, that guy's got a real diesel truck. I just have a fake diesel car. Well, it's a real diesel car, but compared to over there, it's a fake diesel. And that's, I guess, why I'm here on this lovely hillside again, and why I'm working my way through the scriptures again. It's because I want to make sure that I'm fortified, so that no matter when the tribulation happens, no matter what aspects of the tribulation I have to deal with personally, I'll be okay. And I'll be able to weather it. And that's most of what I had to say, I guess. I'll probably get into details on some of it. I will really get to the general epistles. I'll go into the meaning of Revelation and how it means stuff and things. So that was all for now. Have a good night. Bye.